Hello, everyone. This is Josiah Emery. I am hanging out with Justin Nordstrom.
Hey, good morning, Josiah.
And so we are going to be playing Twilight Struggle today, but we're going to be playing with the doubling cube from Backgammon. And this is, I mean, Twilight Struggle is already a very complicated game, one that neither of us has mastered, but we thought it would be fun to add another layer to the game. And basically, what I think the doubling cube adds to a game is it rewards a player for being able to analyze their probability of winning a match. And so I'll just explain the doubling cube here from this page. What is a doubling cube? A doubling cube is a cubical block, a little larger than a regular die, with the numbers 2, 4, 8, 16, 32, and 64 printed on it. And it's sometimes just called the cube. It allows players to bet on the game as they're playing. So at the beginning of the game, the cube isn't controlled by either player. It's just in between you, and it usually has the 64 face up. That means that the stakes have not yet been doubled. And that means that both players can make the first double. So at any point during the game, well, actually, we're going to have some variants on this for Twilight Struggle, but in backgammon, normally, before you take your roll, a player who thinks they have a significant advantage can offer to double the stakes by presenting the doubling cube to their opponent. You can only do it at the beginning of your turn before you've rolled the dice in backgammon. And when the double's offered, the opponent either refuses the double, in which case they resign the game and forfeit the match at the current stakes. And of course, the current stakes is the value of the cube before the double is offered, in this case, 1 point. If the opponent doesn't want to resign, they can accept the double. They agree to continue to play at double the previous stakes, and they take the cube to their side of the board with the number 2 face up, and the number 2 represents the fact that the stakes are now doubled. The position of the cube means the player now owns the doubling cube, and only they can make the next double. So if later on in the game completely reverses, and the player who owns the cube feels that they're now in the lead, they can redouble the stakes to 4. So their opponent could either refuse and give up the current stakes, which is now 2 points, or they can accept and continue to play at quadruple the initial stakes. And so this can go back and forth. The only limit is that no player can double twice in a row. So at the end of the game, the loser pays the winner the value of the doubling cube in whatever units they've agreed to play for. And if you know the rules of backgammon, you can actually like super win. You can like more than just win a match. You can kind of super win, which is called a gammon, or you can like super win, which is called a backgammon. So that would also double or triple, whatever you've wagered on top of what the doubling cube is showing. Um, So, when backgammon's played in tournaments, uh, there's usually something called match play. So competitors are paired off, and they play a series of games to decide which player progresses to the next round of the tournament. And match matches are played to a specific number of points. So the first player to accumulate the required points wins the match. And points are awarded 1 for winning a game, 2 for getting a gammon, and 3 for getting a backgammon. But the doubling cube is also used. So, if the stakes of a match are doubled and then the winner ends up winning with a backgammon, they would get 6 points just from that one game. And so you might be playing to like first to 5 or first to 7. And yeah, that's basically everything that I think is the background that we need to know about the doubling cube. Does that conflict with anything your understanding of the cube, Justin?
No, but my brain is already thinking about ways to find a gammon in Twilight Struggle where if you win by Europe control, it's worth three, and if you win before the second reshuffle, it's worth two. But maybe that's a level of complexity we can tinker around with later on.
Yeah, we'll postpone that, but I love
Already
what
thinking
you're
about it.
thinking about. Yeah, and there are all of these articles on bkgm.com uh, about like strategies for the doubling cube, when to double, when to refuse to double, when to take the doubling cube. And I've only really thought about this for like 15 minutes total over the course of my life, but my basic understanding is that if you have like say like a 75% chance of winning, then you should like absolutely double. Um, and if it's like more than 50, usually that's worth doubling two. Um, but like 75, it's like it's absolutely worth it because then even if the tides turn, um, your opponent had a 25% chance of winning, and the tides turn and they like double on you, then like that's a hypothetical quadrupling of the stakes. But originally, that quadrupling of the stakes was estimated at a 25% chance of happening. So that's where the like odds really balance out. Um, so I am like a little bit hazy on the subject, but what I do know is that if your opponent offers to double, you can confidently take the doubling cube if you think you have a 25% chance of turning things around. As to when to offer the doubling cube, maybe the numbers are greatly affected by the fact that like gammons and backgammons exist. So I'm not entirely sure about that. Do you have any theory on the matter?
No, I'm curious about it. I think the only way we're gonna figure it out is to actually play.
Okay, great. So the variant that I wanted to try today uh, is trying to preserve the spirit of backgammon, which is that like when you double, you're always about to take a roll, and so that roll that's about to happen, like often greatly affects the strategy of should I double or like should I accept the doubling cube if my opponent offers it. Um, because you can kind of like work out, okay, they have like 20% of their rolls, like put them in like losing position, and like 5% of their rolls, put them in like an unlosable position where they're so far ahead things can't turn around. And so what we're going to try today is anytime you're about to roll a die, um, that's like when you can double. So if you're about to take a Q or you're about to take a realign, um, or you're about to event Korean War, for instance, you can tell your opponent, all right, this is the action I'm committing to, but before I click commit, I'm offering the doubling cube. They can either resign the match then and there or accept the doubling cube, double the stakes, and then they control the doubling cube. Then you take your roll. And the one little caveat also that we want to include is that rolls that are occurring due to quagmire or bear trap, the person who can offer to double before that roll isn't necessarily the person rolling, but the person who's responsible for eventing that bear trap or quagmire. And so they can say, before you take your roll or before I take this roll, since I'm the one who evented this, I'm going to double. And of course, the doubling cube has to, either be in a neutral position or you have to control it in order to double. Sound good?
Sounds good to me. Let's do it.
All right. So Justin and I are 4-4 on play deck, but all of my wins are from. Oh gosh, I'm having trouble with my windows. All of my wins are the turn zero variant. I'm pretty sure. Uh, and then I think you've won all the games that we've played with the standard rules.
Well, thanks for jinxing me here. And we're doing best of seven, is that right, Josiah?
Yeah, let's do, yeah. So we'll probably just play one game today. Slim chance that we'll play two, and but like we'll continue this variant until we've one of us has reached 7 points, and then we can tinker with the rules from there. How's that sound?
That sounds awesome.
Okay. Do would you okay, so yeah, you said you had an hour and 45 minutes. Okay, great. So we can finish the game if we each have 45 minutes here, so I'll accept. Are you sure you want to withdraw from this game? No, thank you. I would like to accept the invite.
That would be one game right off the bat. You're just, I haven't even offered to double.
And so I happen to know that Justin always bids one for the US. Uh, so if I wanted to be cheeky, I could bid one for the US.
We have to.
But then whoever gets the US has to live with the fact that they only get one bonus influence. Could you live with that, Justin?
I am not saying anything. No.
Well, what I'm thinking is, and this comes up in turn zero too, is that I think that the Soviets, the changes in the rules kind of give them a little edge in that they're able to sometimes steamroll in the early game. So,
I'm just excited that you're already spending an entire minute deciding how to bid. I'm
oh
thinking,
no, is my clock
I'm
running?
thinking
Oh my
time
gosh,
is
you're
going to be
right.
a factor.
Okay, you've conned me
Huh?
into Soviet playing the Soviets
Con you
again.
into it. Huh? Now, con you into playing your preferred side.
Okay, so I'm gonna be try to track cards in the early war here, so I'll take a minute to do that, and I'll have to be careful not to whisper like breathe
Yeah.
the name of the
Don't
card
say
out
anything.
to assist my short-term memory. Okay, I probably could have done this before all that other stuff, but no big deal. So, when was the last time you played a game where you were able to talk to your opponent while you were playing?
Weird. I'm not going to lie. I have to be careful because normally I'm talking to myself.
Да здравствует наша славная Родина, ее свобода, ее независимость. Под знаменем Ленина вперед, победа!
Hmm. Looks like you might be going Marshall. So that's gonna change my strategy, maybe. Normally, I'd like. Hmm. Yeah. Okay. Ooh, very nice. That's not Marshall.
Uh,
And let's see. You know what? I had the last time I saw someone do that, I think um it was in like the World Cup where like different countries play each other.
oh, cool.
Yeah. I haven't seen that in like OTSL or ITSL matches. Hmm. Well, I guess since you're not marshaling, I don't have to worry about this as much.
Wish I was marshaling. Interesting, you didn't offer to double on that guy.
Yeah, I'm sure you can read a lot into that.
Huh. All right. This gets a little bit meta here, Josiah, because I would normally play this differently, but since I know I'm playing you, I'm gonna do it a different fashion.
Don't put two in Malaysia, please.
I didn't put two. Didn't put any.
Oh, okay.
Normally,
That's another way of working it.
normally would have done one 100 times out of 100, but
Mmm. Get out of my head, Justin.
I know. See, this is how it is. This is how it is.
Okay.
We had the war after all.
I know. I feel like this kind of information could be leveraged against me in the future. My brazen move into Pakistan while holding the war. All right, let's see.
Well played. Could have stopped it.
To Thailand, to South Korea.
No. Would have just all been Southeast Asia, and I would have still given you 3 points. So I decided, I was like, well, given that,
The seeds of totalitarian regimes are nurtured by misery and want. They spread and grow in the evil soil of poverty and strife. They reach their full growth when the hope of a people for a better life has died.
Crap, I just misclicked something on my card tracker and I'm not sure what. Oh, jeez. One. Oh, that's one thing playing with voice is like I'll react to my dice rolls a little bit before you see them. It's a little bit of a projection.
well, that's good. Let's see.
Okay. There we go. Took me long enough. Yeah, maybe I should have played this AR1 and let you coup Pakistan, but yeah, I was really conflicted.
That is not what I expected was going to happen.
Alright.
So my country's purpose is to help us move out of the dark chamber of horrors into the light, to find a way by which the minds of men, the hopes of men, the souls of men everywhere can move forward toward peace and happiness and well-being.
We haven't seen iReds or Cambridge yet, right?
No comment.
Okay.
Now, is this potentially a time that I could double if I wanted to?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not going to do that, but I just was curious. Now I'm really glad I didn't double. I'm exceptionally glad.
Yeah, back in my old days, when I was a younger lad, I would have cooed Nigeria. But I'm a changed man. Reformed, you could say.
And has no fear of Asia either. It's not afraid of Asia.
Okay, let's see. Well, we can wax philosophical about it later, but yeah, I guess not.
That's
I'm
something
not
to
worried
do.
about it.
Yes,
Why did I put 2 in Yugoslavia? That was a mistake.
you would have had to put it somewhere.
Yeah, I should have put it in East Germany.
Where'd you put those points there?
Argentina, South Africa, and
Killing now.
Brazil. Look at North Korea saving your life there. Or wait, I guess you already had Japan too.
Yeah.
Oh, realignments. Oh, of course. That makes sense. Yikes.
Oh. My.
So let me ask you something.
Mhm.
Have you ever seen someone put 6 influence in Southeast Asia?
Oh. I think I have seen that, and it was when they're holding Southeast Asia scoring.
Ah, okay.
But it would be really rare because usually Vietnam comes out so much earlier than that. Um, like if the Soviets had nothing else to headline, say in the mid-war, in that case, you think of it as like giving up the China card to get however many points that would be, potentially like maybe 5 or 6 points. It's worth it. Or you're trying to flip and then overprotect, massively overprotect Thailand or something.
I got a tricky dicky hand.
Tricky Dick doesn't come out to the mid-war.
Um. Yeah, I guess I'll just do this.
All right.
Well, you got me to not use my VR revolts at all, so that seems quite good.
I kept remembering that, but then forgetting about it right afterwards.
Объединенных Наций и государства и передать им пожелания благополучия и процветания.
You just don't want me to be able to track cards.
Making your life harder.
Oh man, you could say that again. Here comes VOA. You can't draw that many cards without getting it. Oh, you know what though? What if it's in my hand?
Mm.
Then you
Like
couldn't
one.
draw it, could you?
You know what?
So it's interesting. Neither one of us has felt particularly in the lead this game.
Yep. I feel like I've been playing from behind the whole way, so that might be about to change. Who knows? Mm, that wasn't a good roll. That wasn't a good roll.
We dare not them with weakness. For only when our arms are sufficient beyond doubt can we be certain beyond doubt that they will never be employed.
Seems good.
Yeah, Battle of the Four Ups. Aye, you had quite the hand.
Maybe I should have cooed Venezuela.
Maybe?
Or Algeria. I'm not used to cooing my own countries, but this might have been a case for it. Oh, I should have cooed Libya. Ugh. Oh well.
So many things I wanted to see there, but didn't get any of it.
I like how the Korea situation is like forcing my hand here.
We weren't supposed to notice that.
Well, that's fun. I find that fun. Asia Dom, huh? Ah, shucks.
What's interesting is there's always a delay between the die roll and I hear your reaction
Yeah,
before I.
exactly. You already know it's good news.
So I'm like, oh, that's fantastic.
Oh, jeez. I shouldn't have gone for Dom.
Oh, good roll for you.
Yep, I'll take it.
Oh, look at that. Right back at you.
Пройдя через тяжелейшие испытания, советские люди отстояли.
Hmm. That's the headline I was worried about.
I was thinking about it. I was like, this would be interesting. But wasn't enough value because Sadat's still out there.
Mm-hmm. I hear that. Yeah. Oh, hang on, Josiah. I'm going to go off mic for a sec.
Salt for ABM. Okay, so if opponent salts for ABM, then I should crack North Korea in that case.
I'm back, Josiah.
Okay. I was thinking maybe I should have cracked North Korea instead of cooing But I still had to score Central America that turn. Oh, I messed up that. I could have, if I'd used 3 influence. Yeah, if I'd gone 2 Mexico, 1 Panama instead of into Nicaragua, maybe I could have avoided getting dominated in Central America. Oh.
It's-
Okay, so I guess I should have put the influence into Argentina, not Uruguay, now that I'm thinking about it.
I don't know. That was kind of shitty. I'm not gonna lie. That was the rolls have not been with you, my friend.
It's okay. I'm fine with that. Just trying to think, like... Yeah, because... Like, let's say that each roll had been a split, I'd be better off having the influence in Argentina. Guess I didn't need that one in Peru after all. Oh, jeez.
For the first time, because the people of the world want peace and the leaders of the world are afraid of war, the times are on the side of peace.
Hmm, that was bad. Well, now.
Wow. Really? That's a rough hand.
Yeah. Not rolling particularly well, did not help things out there.
I should have got harder in Asia. I'm just, the clock
I
is.
thought you would when you saw me play ABM for ops.
I don't know.
Um,
The clock is killing me right now.
But surely one such lesson, learned by the world at great cost, is that aggression, unopposed, becomes a contagious disease.
Oh,
That's one
not what
for
I
all the
thought.
viewers at home.
Not what I thought was going to happen. All right, keeping things interesting. I guess that would have been another case where you could double.
Sure, but then I could just lose to war games. Seems good.
Just to clarify, who decides on the doubling before you're about to roll um your die? Is that
I
me that
evented it, so I would be the one who would be
or
able
the
to.
one? Okay. What do you think? You're gonna do it?
No.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Oh, I have to pick the card? There's only one card.
Of all my other cards, you can choose whichever one you want.
No, I don't like this. Man, I should have just spaced Bear Trap.
Well, that's what they say after they fail the roll. That's always what they say.
I should have just spaced it.
Where do we go here?
Well, sorry for all my misplays. I feel like I let the clock get away from me and then I started playing poorly as a consequence.
You know, I don't think you're playing poorly at all.
Another sad, bizarre chapter in human
Well, I played
history
really
that
poorly
will
in
end.
Central America.
Last pages even now are being written.
The Asia play was a bit of a mystery to me, but I don't think that means you played poorly. Maybe I just played exceedingly well. Have you thought of that? Have you considered that possibility?
I can't apologize for you playing well. No, I'm just saying. Yeah, okay, all right. I'll reframe it. Everyone at home, you should be very grateful for being able to witness the masterful lines of Flower Power.
Exceptional. I think is what the word you're looking for.
Oh, okay. No big deal, just purge. Not a big deal.
Oh yeah, that's not important.
Oh, and I can't.
Hit space arms race.
I can't.
Or,
I can't. The missile envy. The missile envy is ruining my life.
Can't even. Oh man, that's weird. You can't even missile envy the. Yeah.
And I'll
So your
probably
next
have to
play
use missile envy after this too. Probably.
You are gonna have to do that. So it's gonna be a one-op missile envy. How do I want to do that?
Just lower DEF CON and Event War Games.
Well, we're not so sure about that.
Seems a bit like a big coup.
What? Mm-hmm. Maybe it's empty. Even with Evil Empire, I couldn't make that roll happen. That's disappointing. Oh, there you are.
I really should have. I don't know. Maybe I think Muslim was right, considering I was holding OPEC. But yeah, getting my Red Scare Purge missile envied hurts. Oh, I managed to catch up in time.
Yeah, I thought about some stuff too much, probably. I should have just tried to keep uh keep you guessing there.
Мы наследники великой цивилизации. И сейчас от всех и каждого зависит, чтобы она возродилась к новой, современной и достойной жизни.
Oh, that's not great. Okay.
All right, so before you take this roll, I'll offer the doubling cube.
I'm going to accept.
Okay.
Oh, all right. That's bad. This might be a bigger loss than I thought.
shoot. Oh, no, I shouldn't have used UN intervention. Oh, no. Amateur hour. Yeah, I messed up. I'll just forfeit.
You serious?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's 4 games. Was your last card terrorism?
No, my last card was Star Wars. I needed
Oh,
I needed to not use UN intervention there.
oh yeah, because I was gonna have 2 turns as well. Yeah, so maybe space. Yeah, you'd have to space. North Sea oil.
The other thing is that I could have just evented Cal and risked war games.
Yeah. I had VOA in my hand,
Yeah.
and Aldrich was out. So I think if I didn't have that, it would have made for a really interesting because I knew I had Europe and I had EU. So that's why I accepted your double because I was like, well, I know I'm gonna get 5 points. I'm probably gonna get 6 or more from Europe, and that even if you were holding Africa, that would kind of offset that. Plus, I had VOA for turn 10. So, Jose, the thing I would have done if I were you would be you headline Quagmire, which was good, but I like when I'm the Soviets on turn 10 to have that be my last AR. So the US doesn't get like a VOA or AR7 VOA or something.
Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. I think that is as clear as day because I ended up inventing Glasnost in order to save myself. So it's like I'm just a little frustrated because I was like, oh, I had 3 DEFCON suicide cards in my hand, right? And then you headline Duck and Cover, and I was like, oh crap, I just lost. But then I was like, oh wait, I have Glasnost and my opponent is under Quagmire, and so I at least found that part of getting out. But then along the way, I just I couldn't finish the way of exiting the DEFCON.
You could have just spaced grain and used UN on Star Wars.
Sure.
Right.
And then play KAL for ops at DEFCON 3. The only downside to that was that if you had war games, I would go from 6 to 8.
Yeah, I mean, you couldn't play around everything, and obviously Africa didn't come up. I mean, I got really lucky with, an early Kennedy to just ditch a bunch of stuff. I didn't draw anything particularly great with it, but, it was one of those games. I was surprised you offered the double. I was really hesitant to it at certain points. I was like, man, I felt like I was behind the whole time in terms of the scoring regions.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that was really fun. Was it gamesmanship to offer the double?
Well, yeah. So
yeah,
at the time, I had found the Quagmire line, and I had just gotten Asia. I figured that I would get Asia,
mm-hmm.
And so my analysis of final scoring before seeing EEU and Europe scoring was that Asia would do it for me. But I'm like still reeling from the fact that I found the Glasnost line, but then still died to DEFCON suicide.
Well, I thought of a few things about your double. I was like, either he's got Africa and he thinks he can legit win, or he is just like, well, we played this as a doubling game and it's turn 10 and no one has doubled, so I feel compelled to double just out of principle. But you didn't know that I think if you had played Gunman, for instance, and you knew that I had VOA and EEU and Europe scoring, there's no way you would have done that.
Sure, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But like, so here's the thing, right? Is that like, I have 3 DEFCON. I know we're just like having 2 different conversations right now because this is all I can think about. I have 3 DEFCON suicide cards in my hand, right?
Yep.
So my 2 headline options, I think the only 2 eventable cards in my hand were Quagmire and Glasnost. And I had...
So what I would do, since you know I get to see your headline, right? I would probably have played, and you control South Korea. Oh wait, no. No, you control South Korea.
Yeah.
So just event Cal, or just headline Cal. Yeah, you'll die to war games, but I'd rather do that because doing that prevents me from, say, eventing Duck. Were you thinking that since I was in the Quag, you would just use it as a free 4-up card? If I hadn't played Duck and Cover, that's what you would have done on your AR1?
I don't know. I definitely messed up somewhere along the way. I'm just thinking, like, if you lowering the DEFCON is going to force me to event Glasnost. I mean, eventing Glasnost is fine usually, right? Like, especially if Reformer's in effect.
Sure.
So I just think I needed to headline Glasnost.
Well, wait a minute. If you were... Yeah, I mean, there's nothing bad that happens if you event Glasnost. Yeah, you just reverse, if you evented Glasnost and you played Quag on AR7, then the downside
that would have been the line, I think. Okay, well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Sorry,
that was a really good game. I'm up 2.
Yeah, you're up 2. Yeah, Justin's up 2, and we'll have more of these matches up in the future. Thanks for tuning in.